Hi, hello friends, welcome to a channel. So before we get into today's video, I have a very special announcement. Two special announcements, actually. The first one is that I just opened my Patreon! Due to popular demand. You guys, it's so crazy because during a time like this when a lot of people are, financially strained, so many of you guys recently have reached out to me saying like, do you have a Patreon? I want a way to be able to financially support you. And I'm just like, no, I just haven't gotten around to it, but just the constant flow of support from you guys to me to be like, I just want to help you in whatever way I can made me want to do it. So we have a Patreon up now. If you become even just the lowest level donor, you get access to our patron only Discord server, which there's only a few of us in there right now, but so far, it seems like things are going pretty well. I'm just trying to start a little community there, especially because my Instagram is just getting too hard to keep up with. I'm getting overwhelmed with messages, so I feel like Discord, that's a better way to be able to get in touch with me. But not only that, higher tiers, I'm doing like a monthly postcard club. Everyone who signs up for a certain tier is going to get a postcard from me every month. Even if you're only supporting me $1 a month, that's more than I could have ever asked for. If you can spare $1 a month to help support me and help support the channel and just keep going and making waves, that link is all down in the description. Also, due to popular demand, my other announcement is that I opened a P.O. box, okay? So many of you also are like ex-MLMers and you're like, I have so much stash, I have so much shit, I don't want it anymore, it's just sitting gathering dust, do you want it? And I'm like, I don't want to give any of you guys my address. So I made a P.O. box. P.O. Box 41775, Phoenix, Arizona 85080, and that's gonna be in the description. It'll be in the description of all my videos from here on out. But yeah, I mean, not even just for MLM stuff. If you want to write me a friggin' letter, if you want to send me a postcard, draw me a picture, I don't know, send me whatever, dude. I have a P.O. box now. So let's fill it up, bitches! It is overwhelming how supportive you guys have been over the past few months, especially in a time where it's hard to be supportive of your favorite creators right now, and I am so forever grateful for that. So anyway, thank you again, and let's jump into why we're actually here today. So a few of you guys sent me this. I'm obviously not gonna show the person's profile or her name or anything like that, but basically this is an Instagram, like an IGTV of an Arbonne consultant who was anti-MLM turned Arbonne associate. And I guess she's pretty high up in the company now, so I just wanted to react to it. It's a lot. and I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this same girl posted like some Instagram story about Kiki Chanel, Kylie Dennison. I'm pretty sure it's the same girl. I could be wrong. I didn't screenshot the story, but Kylie posted a screenshot of it that was just like, why do you guys think that you can get all your information from a Kiki Chanel video? Get all your information from the source. And it's like, girl. If you want to be totally and completely biased, then sure. Just get all your information from Arbonne. That's a good idea. Our anti-MLM community, we don't just get our information from each other. We get our information from like the FTC. And we do get it from the source. We reading income disclosure statements and terms and conditions and policies and procedures and things like that, as well as lawsuits and things, like none of them get any of their information from any of that. I would say that Kylie Dennison probably can give a much clearer picture of what's going on in any MLM company than the MLM company could themselves, because they have a lot to hide, let's just be honest. Anyway, alright, so let's jump into this video.
Hello everybody, so I wanted to come on here and make an IGTV. I'm gonna get real with you guys because I think it's just very important to share where I used to come from and just how I came from that person that I was and, found Arbonne, which, trust me guys, that was the last thing that I ever thought I would be doing.
Her necklace says Bond Babe. Oh no, you people.
A year and a half ago, I started my Arbonne business, and when I tell you that I was the last person on this planet to do Arbonne, I so mean it. And that's not even just Arbonne, that's network marketing, period. For some reason, these are all the thoughts that I had. I thought any network marketing company is a scam. I thought, there's no possible way anyone can earn money in doing network marketing. I literally thought like it was a scam. Like people are coming out to just hunt you for your money and they don't care about you. Like that's to a T, that's what I thought. And not only that, so not only did I believe those things, which I know so many of you have those same thoughts and beliefs. So hear me when I say I know how you are probably feeling right now. You're probably rolling your eyes at this video and you're like, oh yeah, okay, you whatever. No, I'm serious. I had those feelings, so I know what you're going through and I know what you feel. But also, y'all, I thought I was too good for it. I thought that I was like, my Instagram followers, like, nuh-uh, I'm too cool to promote products on my Instagram. Like, I'm gonna lose followers.
First of all, that's dumb because, like, the Kardashians aren't too cool to promote shit on their Instagrams and stuff. You know, like, celebrities sell products on their Instagram all the time. But no, you're too cool for that. I'm not saying much yet because I just feel like she has a lot to get through before I have anything to say. So sorry if I'm a little quiet right now, but we'll get there.
Too good for this. And I'm in college and I'm gonna get a real job. And the thoughts that I had back then, but I was approached often in my DMs, you know, whatever, about different opportunities, whether it was Arbonne or Monade or It Works or whatever. And I always ignored every single message. Always. I would not even open it. Sometimes I would like open it and be like, I'm not joining your pyramid scheme. Like, that was who I was, you guys. And it's cringy and I can't believe that, like, I'm sorry. Like, it was so terrible, but that's who I used to be. I used to be like super closed-minded to open to other opportunities. I thought that you go to college, you get a job, and I was going to be a nurse. So like, I was going to be making the money and living the life in my mind at the time, guys. And so I would always ignore these messages. I would always make fun of people who did these kind of things. I always made fun of it. And it's so crazy because while I was doing that, I was like, you know, I'm pursuing my degree in nursing, but in my mind, in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, okay, I need to learn how to make money online. Like, maybe I can start like a blog or YouTube channel, or I just need to find a way to like monetize my social media platform.
So I guess this is a good place to start my first rant. Okay, so basically she's sitting here and describing, you know, I was anti-MLM and I thought they were pyramid schemes and da-da-da-da. Not only that, she was in college, she was becoming educated. I mean, for nursing, which is obviously a very respectable position to hold in life. What I don't understand, because I can get how someone can go from being a boss babe in a Hunbot to being anti-MLM, right? I get that because that's probably a big majority of most of us in the anti-MLM community, wouldn't you think? What I don't get is how it can be flipped around like that. It's like going from having knowledge and having logic and being able to understand statistics and facts, being able to understand all that, to comprehend all that inside of your own mind. How do you go from that to a Hunbot? Like, what the hell? You can't sit there and say that you were like on our level, you know, because you never were. If you were ever on this level, you would never join an MLM. We've read the studies, we've read the income disclosure statements. Like, if you are actually an anti-MLM person, that goes far enough to be like, you're in a pyramid scheme, which is literally what she said she would do. If you're going that far, how can you then turn around and go, you know what, never mind, I guess I'll join that pyramid scheme? You know, it just seems so backwards to me. It just makes no sense to me. There's so much. What happens in your brain that makes you go, forget all the information and the knowledge that I had before, I'm gonna go and do the exact opposite? I know she gets to it and kind of explains how she gets into Arbonne, but it makes no sense because none of us would do that in the anti-MLM community.
And hello, like, this is what I do now. I work Arbonne, but at the time I knew in my heart that nursing could only provide so much for me. And I knew that I wanted to do something that I could maybe do from home or literally anywhere in the globe. I have the biggest passion for traveling. And so my like dream would have, like, when I was dreaming back then of like, oh my gosh, it'd be so cool to just be able to travel the world and somehow as I'm traveling from country to country, you know, still make an income.
She's talking about this like she's the only one who feels this way. I mean, I'm pretty sure traveling and wanderlust and stuff like that is a big goal for a lot of people, as well as, let's be honest, financial freedom. But people in MLMs are not the only people in the world who have financial freedom, you know? To me, I'm like, MLMs are never the answer. There's always another way to accomplish the things you want, but you're not unique in this. My biggest dream is to travel. Yeah, so is everyone else's. Get in line.
Blogging, and like I was just like thinking of all these ideas, but yet again, when I was approached with any opportunity to make a huge income from my phone, the minute I heard it was network marketing, I was like, goodbye, peace. And so I watched two of my friends. We weren't close or anything, but we were close now. But they started this thing called Arbonne, and I never heard of Arbonne before.
So she had the prior knowledge to be able to like say that, oh, network marketing is a pyramid scheme, but she's never heard of Arbonne. Arbonne's like one of the biggest ones. How? Okay. I hate to say this because I don't want to call anyone on their shit when there's no shit, but I think she's lying. I don't think that she was ever anti-MLM. The title of this IGTV is Anti-MLM to Regional Vice President. Girl, you were never anti-MLM if you didn't even know what Arbonne was.
Like, I thought all of them were the same. And so I just watched them, and they shared their heart with me multiple times, and I shot them down every single time. Every time. But I was always looking forward to like seeing what they're doing because I actually knew them. And when they reached out to me and tried sharing their heart with me, in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're not trying to scam me.
This is weird because she's literally saying, instead of using the words trying to recruit me or trying to sell to me, it was, they were trying to share their heart with me. And that really sugarcoats what's really going on. Network marketers like to say, oh, I'm just doing this because I love the products and I want to make people's lives better. That's not why they're doing it. It is never, ever for that, ever. The Huns will slide into your DMs for personal gain. Point blank, because the moment you join an MLM, you are bombarded with your upline telling you, all right, so this is how you're gonna make the big bucks. You're gonna go out, you're gonna message 5 people a day. You're gonna add 20 people to your friends list a day. Create a relationship, and then eventually they're gonna watch you and they're gonna wanna do what you do. You don't go in there and they go, okay guys, well, here's our products, and okay, go sell them now. It's never that. It is never that. You get into these groups and it's always like, hey, congratulations, Karen, you recruited someone today. It's never, congratulations, Karen, you made a sale today. They are being fed praise when they recruit people. The Huns like to argue that this is not how it is, but honey, this is how it is. And you're looking into the face of someone who has been there. And I look into the faces of people every day in my audience who have been there. You can't deny it just because what it is brainwashing. If you seriously believe that you are in an MLM that does not pressure you to recruit people, you are brainwashed. And especially if you're like this girl who, she's clearly brainwashed in the way where she's like, it's not recruiting, it's sharing your heart. No, it's recruiting. That's what it is. Like, on surface level, it's like, yeah, look at all these great things it did for me to get you to be like, I want all those things. It's recruitment. That's all it is.
But I was just too good to even take a look. And I, just after months of deciding, that I'm too good for this, all that, I purchased some products through Arbonne just to try them because they do align. They always have aligned with, the kind of products I would buy before from,
Again, if you're anti-MLM, you're not going to buy MLM products. And also, with how overpriced they are, if you truly believe that MLMs are pyramid schemes and are a scam and blah, 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 why then would you go, you know what, let me just try the products. Let me just spend $80 on this protein shake. I don't fucking know. Why would you do that? It makes no sense.
I knew that they were good products too because I saw the testimony. But anyway.
Yeah, the testimonies came from people within the company. This goes back to how she was like harping on Kylie Dennison for being all like, you have to get your facts from the source. Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, are you getting your testimonies from the source too? Because like we read these stories all the time of people like, we'll take Monat for example, who were with Monat. And they were like, I'm gonna start using the products. And then their fucking hair starts falling out or they get rashes and shit. I'm not making this shit up. There is anecdotal evidence for this all over the place. You hear this with Monat Huns a lot. And then they like try to reach out to their uplines and go, hey, something's wrong, and then they're played off like, oh no, nothing's wrong, it's the detox, or oh my god, well, you did something wrong, or you know, no one ever wants to take responsibility for that. It's always the consultant's fault. But let's continue.
Placed my order with products, and I don't know what came over me. I had just an immediate thought in my head of, why not you too? Like, you see these girls killing it. You're doing exactly what they're doing, just you're not making any money. Because at the time I was, you know, promoting products on my social media. I was telling, you know, people where to buy X, Y, and Z, whether it's clothes or makeup or where to get their hair done, or, you know, I was already sharing things that I love naturally, except I just wasn't making any money. And at that point, it was in August, and at that point, I've been a nurse for a couple months. I was starting to feel the burnout.
She had a real job for a couple months and felt the burnout. Now, don't get me wrong. I know nurses work like 70, 80-hour weeks. Like, this is why I could never be a nurse. I get it. It's a long-term job for people. People do it their entire lives. And you can't even do it for a few months? Why would you get into nursing and go through all the schooling? You know what you're getting into when you go to be a nurse. Like, we all know this, right? We have to know this. And she gets in there, she's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't like this. How did you even make it through nursing school? Like, what?
You know, the dream life that I really wanted was up here, and I took all that away because I limited myself and my, you know, what could be possible for my life, because that's just what nursing could provide. So I took my dreams away, and that, like, I just hated that. I hated not being able to truly just live who I really wanted to be. And so I had that moment in my head where I was like, okay, why not you too? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I literally was like, there's no way, God, that this opportunity is for me. No, you got the wrong girl.
This is how a lot of people end up in network marketing, though. That's how I ended up in network marketing. I was being hounded by my then upline for like months. And I don't want to say hounded. Well, she sent me products and then asked me how they were and then invited me to this thing. Like, okay, you know what? Never mind. She did hound me. But that's because she was told to hound me, you know? And it took me months for me to finally send her that message and be like, okay, you know what? Sell this to me. Like, make me want to join, because I'm feeling lost and I'm feeling like I'm meant for something more and all this stuff. Like, I sent her that message after months of her literally just trying to recruit me. We've all been there. This is how a lot of people get into MLMs. I mean, I'm not talking shit in the way that's like, how could you fall for that? Because I fell for that. But I wasn't anti-MLM before, you know? It's like if someone were to come to me now and have me have some sort of epiphany. No, it doesn't work that way. So again, I think she's full of shit.
But I thought about it, and I was just like, you know what? Whatever. God, you keep bringing this into my life. Because I always had like little thoughts, like jump in and then I just shove them out, and they keep going in and out, and I just kept ignoring it and kept ignoring it. And in that moment, I just finally was like, all right. So I texted Madeline and I said, you know what? You have shared your heart with me multiple times on this.
You know, you have tried to recruit me multiple times.
I kind of want to learn more. I'm not saying I'm going to do this. I want to know. You know, I had a lot of questions for her.
Once you, as a potential recruit, sends that message to the person trying to recruit you, once you say, I'm not trying to do it, I just want more information, then they know they've got you hook, line, and sinker. They know, and they will do whatever they can to make sure they reel you in. They are coached on how to do this. We talk about the training that you're gonna get when you join an MLM. The training is, they basically just like, they'll give you scripts and they'll tell you what to say to someone to get them to join. It's all methods of brainwashing. And it worked on this girl, and it's still working on this girl because she hasn't seen the light. And unfortunately, because she's what now, a regional vice president. Is that the second to highest Arbonne tier? I don't know. Since she's made it there and she's making money, she's not gonna go back. It's working out for her, and I think if any of us were in this situation, we probably wouldn't back out of it either, because money talks, you know? Unfortunately, and this happens with pyramid schemes, Arbonne is very pyramid schemey. It starts to crumble. Your downline will crumble because we all know that a very large majority of people who join an MLM will statistically not make any money or lose money. When your downline starts to crumble, your income sources start to crumble. And eventually, like, this is not a sustainable job or source of income. Like, girl, you better start saving now because there's no way in hell that Arbonne is going to be providing this much income for you forever. And she said that she's been in Arbonne for 1.5 years. It's like, that's really not long term at all. Sorry, but with the anti-MLM movement growing day by day by day, with how big this is becoming, this is not going to last. Our movement is becoming too big and too strong. Like, at least this girl has something to fall back on. Like, if Arbonne doesn't work out, she's got nursing school under her belt. But I guarantee this girl will find herself back there eventually, because Arbonne can't last forever like this.
Had to check my boxes or I was not going to do it because I was not going to be involved with making money off of people. I wasn't going to be involved of having to pay monthly minimums each month. There was a lot of things that was either going to make or break it. And Arbonne checked all my boxes, and the minute it did, terrified me, absolutely terrified me, because I was like, I've been talking crap on this for so long. I've been thinking I've been too good for this for so long, and it's literally answered all my questions, and I don't have anything negative at this point. And so I was terrified because I knew at that point I needed to jump in and see what it was all about. Because at this point, Mariah, she's killing it. She's literally doubling a nurse's income, way over that in just a few months for doing this business. And Madeline was right on, you know, right behind her doing the same things. And so I decided, I was like, okay, I look at my life 5 years from now and I don't like what I see.
How can you be disappointed with being a nurse, though, you know? I don't like the idea of me being a nurse forever. Like, why not? It's a really respectable, great job. And honestly, 5 years from now, hopefully, if our movement keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger, these companies will not be around much longer. 5 years from now, you might not like the way your life looks either, even with you being in Arbonne right now.
And you guys, it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. I cannot express more of like how proud I am of just taking that leap of faith, because it scares me to death thinking, what if I didn't say yes to this? What if I let my ego and all this entitlement that I thought I had.
But you want to say hi to YouTube?
Hi, YouTube.
Someone just woke up. Okay, mommy has to go back to watching this video, okay? All right.
I don't only just have financial freedom that, you know, just absolutely changed the life, like my whole life course. I don't just have a Mercedes-Benz. I don't just have, you know, all those material things. I have created financial freedom from this.
She went from one form of entitled to another. She sounded entitled in the first place about, oh, I'm too good for this. And now she's like, I don't just have a Mercedes-Benz. I don't only have a great car and financial freedom. Like, okay, like we know it.
Through my whole entire life, I'm going to be able to be for my kids first everything. First steps, first day of school, first soccer game. Like, I will be there.
Brag.
Single moment.
Keep bragging.
That is just something so special in my heart. I'm also going to be someone who can actually go on mission and, you know, write checks for charities that are just so big, you know, like things that I want to give my money to. And like, I'm going to be able to have that extra to just write a check for $10,000 and say, here, take it, do with what you need. And that is something that one income couldn't have done for my life. And not only that, guys, my friendships that I've built from this, I could get so emotional about that. Like, I have girls who are going to be at my wedding because of this. I have gone on trips with girls who I didn't even know 1.5 years ago. And if I didn't have Arbonne, I would seriously probably have my, 5 friends.
Leave Arbonne. I dare you. And see how many of them stick around. It doesn't happen. You leave and they're not your friends anymore. You'll be lucky to keep like 10% of those friends. The community is a lie. The boss babes, the camaraderie, it's a lie. Because the moment you leave, you don't have that anymore. And you are no longer a financial staple to them. You are no longer an asset to them. You're nothing. And they'll kick you to the curb. And you'd probably do the same thing.
This community of people has given me so many amazing friends. I consider them my soul sisters. They're people who we push each other every single day to become the best that we can absolutely be. And personal development, I've already talked on this. Like, obviously I've changed quite a bit from being the entitled ego, like big ego gal I was a year and a half ago.
I would argue that hasn't changed at all. You're just egotistical in a whole other way. And of course she brings God into this, because God would really like you to be egotistical and to prey on people for money. Yeah, God loves that.
I am becoming the best version of me every single day. And you guys, we are meant for so much more than waking up, going to work, doing it, going to sleep, repeating it for so many years, and passing away. You know, if you have an amazing income, but maybe you don't, you know, you wish you had more time to be at home with your kids or your dogs or family, or, you know, maybe you want more time, or maybe you have an additional time on your hands and you would love to, you know, create some extra financial freedom. You guys, we do this business to have financial freedom and time freedom. We don't have it when we start. And so I wanted to just share with you where I came from. Just know that I literally never thought I would do anything like this. And I know there's a lot of you out there who are stuck of not wanting to learn more because you think, you know, whatever you think, you probably thought what I thought too. And I just want you to know that you do deserve this. You do deserve financial freedom, time freedom, you know, a community of people who love you and support you. And so reach out to me. If this is tugging on your heart at all, just reach out to me and we can talk. This is never me ever convincing anyone to do this business. You can either join me or not.
This is a 12-minute long video of her doing exactly that. Sorry, the AC just kicked on if my audio sucks now. My bad. This is literally what you're doing. And she's using the same language that was used on her. You know, I'm just sharing my heart with you. And now she's like, if this is tugging on your heartstrings. Yeah, if this is tugging on your heartstrings, her goal has been achieved. That is what she's trying to do. Let's make this very clear. Financial freedom, time freedom, we all want that. But multi-level marketing is not the only way to do that. Multi-level marketing in the first place will never give that to 99% of the people who join it. This girl got lucky. She probably didn't work that hard, especially, like, see, here's what I don't get. She had two friends. Well, friends. She said she wasn't close to them at first, so maybe they were two different groups of people. Like, talk about market oversaturation. How did she get so lucky with two people she knew personally also doing the same business? Like, you can't have the same circle of friends buying from, like, you know, I'd say that she got very, very lucky. And also, let's not forget, she's beautiful, okay? She is absolutely gorgeous. And I've said this a few times, but people who have been blessed with good looks just happen to succeed more at this shit. Because they're selling a life that people desire, that people want. They want to be like her. And if she's pretty and beautiful and amazing, like, of course it's just gonna add more desire, I guess. I don't know. I think it's just like human nature, human psychology, the way human nature works. I'm not saying that you can't be successful in network marketing if you're not a beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, gorgeous mess of a human. What I'm saying is that when you are this beautiful and you are this young, it is just that much easier for you. Anyway, that's the end of this video here. People in the MLM community have to find a way to appeal to people who think they're anti-MLM. By her saying, like, hey, I used to be just like you and now look at me, I have a Cadillac or a Mercedes-Benz or whatever the fuck, and I have all this financial freedom. Look, I used to be like you. I think this is a marketing technique, and this is the technique that they're using to appeal to people outside of who they think might be vulnerable to falling for an MLM. Because we certainly are not. Anyone who believes in the things that we believe in, we're gonna be a really hard target to sell to, you know? So I think this is maybe this girl's way of being like, I gotta appeal to a different audience. And that's what she's doing. She'll sit there at the end and say, oh, I'm not trying to recruit anybody. But no, that's exactly what you're doing. You're trying to appeal to an audience that other people don't, for your own financial gain. You know, with how she talks about religion and stuff like that, she basically just brought up God and said that she can go on missions and stuff now with all of this extra time and finances that she has. Being in an MLM is kind of blasphemy. It goes against a lot of the values that, you know, religions like Christianity hold, because there is a passage in the Bible, and I think it's actually brought up in multiple books. But basically, the passage is about how there were merchants outside of the temple, and Jesus got pissed off and started flipping tables and stuff. He said, "Do not make a marketplace out of my Father's house." And that's what these people are doing when they bring up God. Because people who are religious are always going to look for a way to get closer to God. And when you're using God's name to be like, this, God gave me this opportunity, God wants me to do this, you're gonna appeal to that group of people, to that demographic, and that is predatory. You think God likes that? You think Jesus would approve of that? I'm pretty sure he would go flip over your Arbonne table at the state fair, honey. The two do not go hand in hand, morally or ethically. They don't. They'll make it about God. They do all the time, but it's not. It's so the opposite of what they should be doing. Those high up people, they're not making money by selling the products to their friends and family. They're making money off of recruiting people to do that, and then by proxy, most of those people statistically are losing money while she's lining her pockets. That's how this works. There is nothing to be proud of there on a religious level. I know I go on this rant a lot. It just really, really pisses me off to use God's name as a recruitment device. You know, it's so wrong and predatory and horrible. Well, that's it. Again, my Patreon and my P.O. box is all listed down below. It's a very exciting thing that we're doing here now. So if you are in a place to be able to support your girl, go for it. If you have stuff you want to send me, whether it be a letter or a picture or some old MLM product from after you quit, girl, you got my P.O. box now. Let's do this damn thing. I'm so excited. And with that all being said, we say, keep making waves, babes.
Keep making waves.
And I'll smell you later. Goodbye.
I will later. Bye-bye.